Okay, in the box, looks like spark arrestor, maybe some other parts of the hardware, but this bag here, all hardware. The two brackets, there's our little exhaust slip-on section, and the dual mufflers. Very excited. So they also give you this little card that shows you where you can scan for their online instructions. So let's see. So the stock muffler removal is pretty easy. You just undo the springs on the top and bottom, and then it pulls right out of the back. They're using these rubber grommets to hold it in place, and it's really just connected to the exhaust back here. Slides right out the back. You can see those go right through those rubber grommets, and that's the connection on the exhaust. Okay, now that we have the old exhaust out, you put the brackets top and bottom on the mufflers, leave it loose so this can slide front to back. You can do the spark arresters now or later. So the spark arresters are here. There's two of those, the two shim rings. These are the little metric bolts that you use to put the brackets together. And then these gaskets, star pattern here, sorry. These go one on each side. Use these hex bolts here to install them, and you go ahead and mount the little manifold pipe, exhaust pipe that they provide. And another thing, when you try to look up the directions, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I searched for a little while, but there's no specific directions on their website for the Sportsman and Scrambler 1000S models for the dual APX exhaust that we're doing. So I just looked up some of these other models to make sure I'm doing it right. It's kind of self-explanatory once you get going, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can to show you everything that we're working on. Next, we'll be sliding this ring. Sorry, you can't see there. Sliding the ring onto the exhaust. I'll push it all the way on in a second, but that's the ring that goes on there so that cone shape exhaust pipe can slide and tighten down. All right, just to wrap up, I think the quality of the exhaust is nice. I mean, I'm glad it's American made. They do a good job with it. It's not quite as easy of a install as they say, or well, I guess they would say if they had good directions, but they leave you a couple ways to try to put this thing together. On the front, you have the springs holding the exhaust pipe together, and then they give you that one rod that pushes through that rubber grommet, and then there's the bracket underneath that I used the bolts that they gave. They also had some push through little pins, but either way, it's really hard to get this thing straight. As you can see, it's slightly off, and then the back of this Scrambler has this little drip pan that's actually angled to the side for water to go out. So the angle makes it weird when you're looking at it. As you can see, that's not straight by itself. So you're relying on a couple things here to try to get these things straight, and it's just one bracket holding the exhaust, but it's not so bad. You stand back from it. So, you know, I'm open to suggestions, you guys that do that stuff for a living or have done your own exhaust. But the sound you have heard or will hear when I put the video together between the stock and this one is it's a huge difference. It does not come through on the video quite as well, but the best way I can describe it is the stock sounds like you put Flowmasters on your V8, and this RJWC sounds like you started a race car in here, straight piped. So it's pretty big difference. Pretty awesome if you're going for that. Now you're gonna have to listen to that all day if you're riding the trails. Now I didn't put the spark arresters in yet, so that might cut a decibel or two down, but anyways, the only thing left is to do a tune. They do recommend a tune with this because it's pretty free flowing, and I used my little Power Vision, and I already got the tune from an online retailer. So I'm just gonna tune her and then see what it does. But I think it's pretty cool. I'm glad to finally put aftermarket exhaust on this. These Polaris Scramblers, the 850 and the 1000, the Sportsman 1000s, they all sound really good, but I wanted to do something a little different on this new Scrambler. So I'm excited. I'm hoping it's gonna be nice and loud so all the other Ridge riders back there can listen to me when we're going up and down those mountains. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Comment with questions or pointers or tips or whatever. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, 2026 Scrambler XP 1000S. That's the stock exhaust sound.